Hey guys, so we are back with another Get Ready With Me. You guys love when we sit down and we just yap.
Honestly, we're such yappers. I think we've said that so many times before, but I think I'm yapping more today.
Yeah, so this time we're going to focus on Nila's pregnancy because I have a lot of questions for her, and I know you guys have a lot of questions for her about her whole journey. What was she craving? How does she surprise us? All of those good stuff. So
honestly, go follow us on Nila and Miro on our Instagram. I actually announced my pregnancy announcement last month. With my Villa Gappa orange sari pics, and like honestly every week we've been putting up content about my pregnancy. So if you want to see all that on TikTok, on Instagram, it is the same. Subscribe to this channel as well. Yeah, that's what you're gonna see. Stay tuned.
We're gonna get ready together, and I'm gonna ask Nila some questions you DM'd us and other questions that we just came up with that we thought would be interesting. So let's get started with the first one. So walk us through your pregnancy journey. So you got married and had a kid. What was the first thought that kind of went through your mind, and how did you tell your partner / family?
Okay, so that's a very loaded
question. It's a lot.
I'm really bad at multitasking, guys. And you probably see it in all my Get Ready With Me, but I'm gonna try to do everything at the same time.
You're talking.
Yeah, Nero's just mostly doing her makeup. So basically, as you guys know, I got married September 2024, around the first week. And then I found out I was pregnant. I didn't know I was pregnant. I think this happens to everybody, like where they're just like la-di-da, like, you know, lifing, and then it's just like, wait, I didn't get my period, right? So that's basically how I found out. And it was during a very busy month, and I wanted to tell my partner right away. Kind of how it unraveled was I wasn't ready with like a surprise. We were actually together. As you guys know, we live together. And so I didn't have time to kind of go and do a whole surprise for him the way I would have thought that I would do when I had especially my first child. I kind of just had the pregnancy test in my head. So obviously I got a pregnancy test, I did it, and I was in like utter shock. I was like, oh my god, no way that this is happening right now. Like I was like, is it true, is it not? Because obviously you have to go get like an ultrasound and blood test to like 100% confirm the pregnancy. So I was in like so much shock, and my partner and I were actually gonna head out for a date night. So obviously I had to like cancel date night. Yeah, like we were like ready pretty much to have a date night, and then I was like in so much shock that I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna hide this from him for like the whole eating process.
He'll know something was up.
Yeah, he'll know something was up. And like, you know, obviously for me, like I wasn't educated on what I had to like eat. There are certain foods you have to eat.
Oh, that's true. So if we went out for date night,
yeah, like shoot, like, it would, he knows. So I'm lying. Like, come on, like, you know, there's no way. So I was like, you know, I'm just gonna tell him. So I told him to come up. I was ready. I was like, come up, dude. And then he had the most biggest shock of his life. Like he knew I was taking a pregnancy test too. So then again, he was gonna ask for the result anyways.
And I think you filmed it because you had an idea that it would turn positive. Like
I don't know. Right? Like honestly, like I didn't think it was gonna be positive. If I'm gonna be honest, like I was just like, you know, like my period's just gonna be late. Like it is what it is. Like, you know, every girl goes through that. And I know like with like everything I was balancing at that time, like 2 jobs and everything, I was pretty stressed. So I was like, you know, like it's probably just late because I'm stressed.
That's true. Yeah.
But then, bro, we had the biggest shock of our life. I think his reaction was so much funnier. He just like literally gasped and like looked at me in the mirror and was like, what? There's no way. And
did he think you were playing like a prank on him, or was he no,
he dead ass, like he was like, this is real. Like he knew I wouldn't like really prank about this stuff. If I prank other people by him, I would tell him the truth, you know? So that was crazy. And then so he knew like obviously right away there's no way for, so obviously like date night was interrupted with like a spur of emotions.
The nicest surprise ever.
Yeah, the best surprise, but obviously like a surprise for all of us. So that was nice.
And then how did you, okay, so you recorded that, you told him, you guys were shocked, and then how did you guys tell like your family members? How did you tell me?
Yeah, so the hardest thing was I was seeing my parents literally 2 days after that for like a doctor's appointment. This was for my skin. But it was very difficult because my mom really insisted that I eat McDonald's, and I knew that I shouldn't be eating that many McDonald's when you're pregnant. I mean, to each their own. I still did have McDonald's throughout my pregnancy, but it wasn't like so consistent. But given that I had just found out like a day ago and I couldn't tell my parents because I wanted to do it in a cute way, it was really hard because my mom was all like, get like a sausage McMuffin, get like hash browns, and I was like, girl, like I can't do that. And she's like, get a nice coffee. It's so shocking that you're not having a nice coffee. And I was like in my head, I was like chat GBTing everything on the side and it was telling me not to have McDonald's. I was like, oh my god, okay.
I think what I found weird was that she turned down her normal Tim's French vanilla, and I was like, I guess she's on like a health grind now.
That's what I told
like,
people.
She's
like,
marrying him back to being healthy.
Like,
and
I came back from my
okay.
honeymoon, and I was like, you know, I'm turning a new leaf, you know, like that whole thing.
I didn't catch it at all. Like, I was like, okay, she's just not deciding to have her usual drink.
Yeah, so I settled on one hash brown, and I decided with Rishi, like, we need to tell people.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is, on the last day of the year, I think it was December 31st to the 1st, like, us cousin girls, we had like a sleepover.
Yes.
So like Rishi's side of the family, and then my sister and a couple of other like sisters and in-laws came together, and we had just like a big girl sleepover. Like the guys did their thing, the girls did their thing. So that was the hardest because I couldn't tell any of the girls in the room, and they were wondering why I was so tired. I kept getting questions about Nila.
We were trying to go all nighter, and Nila was like knocking out. I'm like, what are you doing? Like the whole point of this was to stay up. And she's like, I'm just like tired. I'm like, I'm good.
The exhaustion hit like that. Like, I was like,
what?
Right away. Yeah, my sister was like, you don't want your Tims. You're so exhausted. I was also picky on what I was eating, and I'm never a picky eater. Like, just give me food and I'm satisfied. Like, you know, so like people were kind of catching on, but they didn't think like pregnancy. They just thought like, oh, okay, it's her period weirdness, or she's just falling sick maybe, or whatever. Like,
and then I guess what you should tell them what the way is that you actually like told your cousins and close friends. Like you did the same thing to everybody.
Yeah. So I created a video because
you
know, content creator at her finest. So I created a video, and I told everybody that the videographer from our wedding gave us our highlight reel early, which wasn't the case. Like, we did get it very early, and I was so thankful, but we didn't get it just then. So I was like, okay, I can't loop him in, so what I'm gonna do is create a video. So I started off with the Thali moment, because you know, like if people are doing a highlight reel, they're probably gonna show the Thali moment. Nobody would really.
She made it.
So I made it like based off the stories I got tagged in. I saved them to my camera. I made that, and then the rest of the video was mine and Rishi's hands like opening up to a box, and it says baby coming 2025. Yeah. So I played that video for all of Rishi's side when we got together, and then I also played it for my parents. I told my parents, I actually gave them the box. So it was my sister, my mom, and dad. I gave them the box.
She said she got us a gift for
Christmas.
Or was it from your honeymoon? No, I think it was Christmas.
I think it was Christmas.
Yeah, and I was like, why are you getting us a gift? Like, that's so random, right? Like, we weren't doing gifts this year, right? Like, it was just like, okay. And then she's like, oh, I want to like you three together. And I was like,
I told her I want to get a reaction, but she was like, okay, I look like half decent.
Yeah, like I'm like, I look so bad, but okay, like whatever. Like, I guess she was, I still didn't catch it. I don't know how I did it, because I'm like, that's like the most obvious thing somebody could say. And then like I opened the box and I caught it first because I saw the shirt. Like, it was like
my
a baby
mom and dad
outfit.
took time to process.
They were like, what is this? Like, I don't get it. Like, where did you get it? And I was like, oh my gosh,
she literally was like, are you guys pregnant?
Yeah, and I started bawling my eyes. I started crying, and then my mom looks at my dad.
My
dad looks
was
at
like in unison. It was like domino effect. Nero cried, my mom cried, my dad was just speechless. he didn't say anything, as usually dads would. It was just so funny.
It was so funny.
I think his first thing was literally like, oh my god, you're not coming with us on our family trip.
I was like, what?
I was like, Appa,
so
you
is
got
all travel plans canceled for like the next 1 or 2 years?
Yeah, it's funny because usually dads either hug, they go speechless, or they say something completely random. My dad was like the speechless / completely random. Like, he was just thrown off, you know? But it was funny, he came around, he hugged us and stuff, and he was just like, oh my god, I was just in shock for a bit. I was like, yeah, no, I get it. I'm in shock still, you know?
So what was your hopes in terms of when to have a kid and how many kids to have?
Yeah, so initially, I always wanted 2 kids. My partner wants 3 kids, but I think
I
after...
you wanted 3.
No, I like our dynamic of 3. Like, even his dynamic is 3.
Yeah.
But I do want to just have 2. I just think like putting kids through the education system, since I work for the education system, and like everything, it's a lot financially, it's a lot mentally, physically, especially obviously for the girl, that I'm like, in my head, I can only go through this 1 more time. I don't think I could go through this a double time, you know? Like, obviously it's different if you have like twins, you kind of get like it quickly. I guess you get more children quickly, but I knew I didn't want twins, and I wanted just 2 kids. Like, you know, right now if you ask me, I'd probably say I'm good with the 1.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously been a struggle.
I feel like that always happens. People come in saying 2 or 3, and then once they have the 1, they're like, actually, maybe
Never
I'm just
mind.
good. Yeah. Maybe I'm good.
Yeah, literally. So then, right now we're good with just 1 baby, and we are happy. All is well.
If God blesses you with more, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. If God chooses to bless me with more, sure, I'm all game for 1 more, and that's it.
And what emotions were the strongest during like your early weeks? Like, was there something you felt that you didn't really expect to feel? Like, did something shock you, I guess?
Well, I think like I already knew, since I'm obviously a very emotional girl. Like you'll see me cry 99% of the time.
Yeah.
Like I knew I was gonna cry more. Like they always say emotions are gonna be elevated, but I guess I didn't understand the degree.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I would wake up and before I went to work, I would just be crying and doing my makeup at the same time.
You wouldn't even know why you're crying.
I'm just like, what's going on? Like, I think most of the time it's because I was so scared I was gonna be nauseous in school. I didn't know if the nausea was gonna hit me like a truck. Like, you know, I was like, what's gonna happen?
For those of you who don't know, Nila's like a elementary school teacher. So yeah, like she's standing in front of the class teaching it. Like it's hard to like walk away and go throw up. You know,
and you can't leave the classroom. Like you are the authority, and most of the time, they're much younger, that like you can't leave. So if I had to pee, which is, you know, pregnancy problems, you pee a lot, or if I had to throw up, I had to do it in the class. Like there was no way, you know, and it was kind of embarrassing, obviously. Like for the most part, kids are sweethearts. They're just like, oh, miss, like, should I call the office? But like, how embarrassing is it? Like your principal's walking in, which is technically your boss for the day. Because I'm a supply teacher and it's just like, you threw up. Like, you know, just, you don't hear it all the time, you know? Like, obviously most of the staff was sweet and understanding, but it's just something I had to be okay with. So I think that.
Okay, and then walk us through like a typical day in your life.
So the day starts now,
like around what time?
Yeah, it usually starts at 5 or 6 a.m.
Yeah.
It used to be like feeding every 2 hours, but now the little one is able to stay without feeding for like a gap of 5 hours. I do the feed at 1 a.m. I get up by 6 a.m. Depends on when I did that last feed, and I feed. Like we usually last about 30 minutes. That's kind of the thing, like feed, change, sleep.
And when it comes to feeding, are you doing like breast milk? Are you doing formula? Are you doing a mix of both?
Yeah, so that's actually been like, I guess, a challenge I could kind of get a little bit into. Obviously it's my first time, so I didn't know when my breast milk was gonna come through, you know, like with some people it comes through like before they even give birth, so at like 7-8 months.
I feel like a lot of people don't know that. It's like you learn a lot in the process too.
So like I didn't know, but I had a feeling mine was not going to come through till the labor process was done, and I was right. So like I technically got it, you know, a couple of days or weeks after, and like it sometimes surges with so much, and then you have like gaps where it's like very little. And obviously your eating, your drinking habits, like everything kind of factors into that. So my breast milk has moments where it's a lot, and then has moments where it's not so much. So I obviously kind of do breast milk, but I top up with formula, if that makes sense. And that's kind of what's been working for me right now.
And you try to do breastfeeding like at least every day.
Like, I try to breastfeed every feed. I try to feed myself, then I try to bottle feed, like whether that's my milk or the top up of the formula, and then I change, and then if there's anything left I go back to feeding. So it's kind of like a mix right now.
And then going back to like your daily routine, so you try to do a mix of both. You try to implement like breastfeeding to the best of your ability. What does the rest of your day look like? Like, is there certain things that you implement for yourself or the baby, aside from like the breastfeeding?
For myself, I definitely don't do enough. I've probably taken like 2 walks since I've been pregnant, most of which is with Nero, and it's because she like pulls me out of the house. So I should do more. And I do a little bit of physio, like postpartum care physio. If you need physio, especially postpartum girlies, Reach Wellness, okay? They're located in Whitby. We'll
put their information in our bio.
Make sure you go to them.
Sorry, in our description.
Specifically, you go to Kowndiya A, because that's who I go to, and she's amazing. Postpartum care with them. In terms of the baby, during the wake windows, I definitely focus a lot on learning. So I do like cards, which helps with tracking. So I feel like the baby's actually very developed, and it's helped. People have noticed the baby tracks really well.
Essentially, Nila has a bunch of cards that she like moves from the left to the right, and then you basically make sure the baby follows with their eye gaze from one side to the other.
Exactly.
And it's just to get their like neck moving, just to get their like gaze moving.
Mobility, flexibility.
And then sometimes you do tummy time. Like sometimes you try.
I should be doing tummy time every day. That's kind of something I'm lacking on. I'm trying to improve, which is basically just putting the baby down on the ground and then flipping them like where they're on their belly to make sure they can hold up their neck. So we do that. We do vitamin D drops. That's like something you should be doing every day, especially in the beginning. So just a drop a day. I also read a storybook to the baby every day. Like that is something like I try my best not to miss. So yeah, wake windows are basically full of activities. We sing too, because we need to keep baby entertained, and I want baby to be in tune with like different ways of learning, like singing, cards, storybooks, like just talking even.
Like some are visual, some are auditory. Like
now the baby's like developed. Kinesthetic, that's like dancing, singing, musical, like all of those ways of learning. I think like because I have a teaching background, it's easier for me.
And then moving right along here, what was the most challenging part of your pregnancy, both physically and emotionally, and how did you cope with it? What helped you stay grounded on tough days?
Okay, definitely physically was the vomiting. First trimester was like really bad. I was vomiting all the time, like before shifts, after shifts. Like a lot of foods I normally ate kind of threw me off, and I was really heightened on my sugar levels. Like I'm already a very much sugar fiend.
So it was just like more like I need sugar.
My cravings were like ice cream, like I wanted like hot drinks, milkshakes, like so much just like bad stuff, which obviously I had to keep to a minimum. So that physically, I think
emotionally,
emotionally, mentally, it was just hard to kind of cope with this fact that something was growing inside of me, right? Like it was something very new. Because of the obviously physical exhaustion, it was hard for me mentally to be prepared to go to school, to work, or be prepared to go to an event with Neuro. And then it was like the whole aspect, like I even shared on Instagram today, like on my story, that like I kept it a secret until I was ready to share it. So obviously it's a bit tiring to keep things a secret when you're physically look different, right?
I want to get into the physical part because I was curious to like learn also more about like your body changing. Like, you know, a lot of like girls, like women, like their body stretches and you have stretch marks now, and like you gain some weight, like, you know, those could also take like a physical and mental toll on you.
And like so like how did you doing photo shoots?
I think that was hard because Nila was like, obviously, like I could tell she was like more insecure because she's like, okay, like can we not do a sari, can we do like a lehenga, or no, sorry, can we not do a lehenga, can we do a sari? Just because you're more covered, because one, we had to hide her belly, and two, it was like, like it's just regular things. Like, so how did you like, I guess, cope with that side of things?
Honestly, Neuro took the more complicated outfits. Like I don't know what else to say. Like I was like, I'm not wearing this, you're gonna wear this, and she was like, yeah, cool, that's game. Like that makes sense.
Like anything with the skirt, like anything that I guess showed the lower half of your body. If you booked it, it was probably me. It was probably me wearing it.
And I was always covered up with a bag, covered up with accessories, covered up with other resources, like a cake in front of me. Like even our last birthday photo shoot in the green dresses, we're
behind the table and Nila was in front of the cake.
Like I was pregnant. So there's ways we kind of cope with it. To be honest.
And then I guess moving along, so you talked about your skin a little bit with having psoriasis before, so I just was curious to learn more about like how that changed during your pregnancy, because it did, and I feel like a lot of girls would want to like know that, you know,
like completely changed. So they do say like a child kind of heals you, because obviously there's new cells that are being formed to create that human being inside of you, so those new skin cells can really regenerate your skin, right? Like kind of give you new skin.
Did you expect the psoriasis to go away, or what was your thought?
Honestly, my initial thought was that it was going to get heightened because my hormones are all over the place, and hormone imbalance usually leads, and more stress, which obviously I was stressed, leads to that, like more psoriasis. But it actually did the complete opposite. Like my child kind of cured me, because for those 9 or 10 months, like pre-pregnancy, during pregnancy, and a couple of months after, I had like no psoriasis. Like my scalp psoriasis completely disappeared, the sense of irritation and itchiness out the door, my body completely, all the psoriasis was gone, unless there was some already there, which I took care of during my pregnancy. So even with just like what the baby was able to give me inside of my body, completely gone. So I was very thankful.
It's just shocking. Like it's just like what, like even I noticed it, because I was like, obviously, like I see Nila with her psoriasis and stuff, and like, you know, I noticed, I'm like, where did it go? Like did you put anything on it? She's like, no, it's the pregnancy. And I was like, that's crazy. Like I did not expect that.
I'm just like one of those girls that whenever I'm pregnant, like my skin's gonna be booming. And I think everybody actually told me like, you look like you're glowing, your skin looks great, and I'm like, thank you. Like it ain't me, but I'll take the credit.
Take the credit. So how did you handle advice overload from everybody? Because I'm sure everybody and their moms had advice for you, and like some are like people who are your age, some people are like in different generations, like you know, so how did you handle that?
I got a lot of advice, as everybody would. And I guess especially in the brown world, like you get a lot of advice. I think I just
what you should and shouldn't do, what you should and shouldn't eat, like
literally. But like honestly, like my mother-in-law and my mother really didn't care what I ate, and that really helped, because like I would feel guilty if I'm having too much sugar in the day, but then they're like, yo, your metabolism's fine, like just have the sugar, like it's okay. And like they also like, don't punish yourself, because it's already something so hard you're going through. So they were very understanding on the eating part, which was really nice because I think they were very encouraging of like, whatever, you do you, and like if any problems come about, we'll figure it out.
We'll deal with it.
So that's kind of the mentality I just kept the whole time. Like, I'm gonna have my sugar, obviously a little bit limited. I didn't go too crazy. But like I'm gonna have it, and then like if a problem comes of it, like I'll solve it then. Like I don't need to worry about it right now.
And then what about advice of like how to grow up your kid and things like that? Like did it get overwhelming that you're like, okay, I don't want to do that though?
Like at times I was overwhelmed with like everybody's advice, but we were kind of good, like my partner and I, on like just kind of talking and being like, okay, what do we want to do? Like, you know, what do we want to do for our little one, and just like kind of doing what we want to do. Like, you know, we obviously taken the advice, we're grateful for it, and we did say, you know, thank you whether we agreed with it or not, but we kind of like
left it at that,
had a conversation and was like, listen, are we gonna do that? Absolutely not. So like it's fine. Like, and we were like, as long as we were aligned, I was good. So we were good.
Okay. And then how did becoming a mom change your life and your sense of self after giving birth? Obviously you're like the first one in our friend circle to have a kid, and you also have a huge social media presence, you know, so all of that combined, like did pregnancy change the way you see yourself?
Definitely. Like I think it was like obviously a 360. Like they obviously say your first child is the most challenging for the obvious reasons. But I think being a content creator, it was that much more challenging because I still wanted to do partnerships, collaborations, photo shoot. I didn't want to let that side of me go. Like there was this one time actually, like when Nira went to like one of the Brill events or something like that, and I was like, girl, get your stories out, because the least you could do is show me what's happening or send me some snaps.
I took my best friend, and then also like Mac is somebody we always like are so grateful to work for, and the first time we got to an event, like the first one we couldn't make, but the second time we went, like Nila was not in a state, she was just too pregnant, the belly was bellying, like she could not come down
honestly couldn't feel well.
That too, like she was just being nauseous the whole time, because it was very like, it's a bit more like there's a lot of people there, so she also has to be careful not to get sick and stuff.
And I remember literally waking up and crying, and then my husband was like, why are you crying? Are you okay, babe? And I was like, no, like I just worked so hard for this, and I can't even like enjoy it. Like, you know, at a time, it's coming at a time where I have to be at home. And he's like, okay, that's fine. Nero's still going. She's getting the content. She's doing the networking. Like, you know, she's doing it for you guys, and it might be like that for a bit. And I'm like, yeah, but like I just felt like it was unfair, because like I've done so much work,
and I feel so bad for her.
She's done so much work, but like I don't get to reap that benefit in that sense. But like all is well. Like obviously I was being a bit emotional about it, and with my hormone imbalance and everything.
No,
but
it's
like,
valid.
It's valid.
I would feel the same way. I would
I just wanted to go, and I wanted to have fun, and I felt like the old part of me was kind of leaving when I had to keep pausing. But these are sacrifices you make as a mom. Like I don't regret anything. I'm happy it went down. I'm happy Nero could still establish those relationships and keep them going during the time that I couldn't.
And I think it's also hard, like, because you were the first one in the clique to do it, you also see your friends going out. You see me, your twin sister, going out and
literally
like, going to restaurants and dressing up, and like Nila's like,
I went to the farm,
I went to the Pingles farm the other day, and I was like, I can't go
because like newborn, like I have to make sure everything is all good. Weather-wise, it's really cold, like really can't go, you know. So,
and what's one thing you wish more people understood about the reality of pregnancy and postpartum recovery? That's a really good question.
Definitely the reality of taking care of yourself is just as important as taking care of the baby. Like some days, like obviously as a mom, you're always going to choose the baby, you're going to prioritize him or her, but it's really important that like you choose yourself sometimes. And like that's not meaning like don't give them their bottle at the 3 hour mark. Like that just means like give it to someone else. Like, you know, let someone else give the bottle, let someone else do the diaper change, like go out for 2 hours and get your walk in and your Tims. I think I was really bad at doing that, and it caught up to the point where I felt like I wasn't even my old self anymore. I was like, I feel like my only role right now is being so-and-so's mom, you know. And I was like, there's nothing else I'm doing besides Nero comes here and there, we film, and I get a little bit of my like self back, and then like it goes away. Like she only comes like a couple of times a week, obviously, you know. So that was important. I think take care of mom as much as you take care of baby. Everybody.
And it's not selfish. Like I feel like a lot of people look down on that. Like it's not selfish.
I think you to yourself has to do that, like me as a mom, and other people also have to do that. Like if they're helping you, they're supporting you, like they're supporting you as much as they're supporting the baby, you know. So that's good. The second one is like recovery ain't 6 to 8 weeks. I know you have like an initial like OB appointment, and then you see your OB throughout the 9 months, like, you know, once a month, and then after 6 weeks you see them and they kind of clear you for driving, for exercise, whatever, based on your condition. Like, and a lot of people have
so you
this
would say
like
it's more.
A lot of people have this like belief that it's like in 6 weeks or 8 weeks you bounce back like in 2 months. Essentially you don't. Okay, like physically you're still exhausted, like mentally, like you could still have a lot of bleeding. Like
I don't even know if you're cleared to like exercise and stuff after
so
that,
after
right?
6 months she did clear me. Like obviously not like weightlifting, but like work your way up, like do some cardio, do some walks. That's why I've been doing a little bit more walks, so I can eventually get to the gym. You know, like habits on eating, what do you want to do, like breast milk feeding, like all of that. They kind of like go over all your questions. So I don't think it's 2 months. It definitely takes years for girls to bounce back. Like you lose a lot of blood, you lose a lot of calcium, you lose a lot of nutrients in your own body that mentally, physically puts you in a state where you're just like always tired. Like everybody's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, nothing. Like, you know, because I'm just always tired. So yeah, definitely recovery is so much more. So if you're someone who is currently pregnant, going to get pregnant, trying to get pregnant, postpartum, no matter what point of your journey you are, or you're just somebody that's just watching, has nothing to do with like pregnancy, you're just watching to watch and like educate yourself, like I just want to remind you that there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Show yourself love and don't be afraid to ask for some like support, because like I've been much better at like asking for help now, and I feel so much more better and relieved. And I'm really happy that I have like family and friends that are like gonna be there for me, like, and come and just take care of the baby, because like you need that time off, you know.
And what's, to wrap up the video, what's like your last piece of advice, like if you could say one thing to young mothers that are currently like, you know, trying to get pregnant and everything, like what's one thing that you would say to them?
Honestly, like I'm like an A-type personality, but be prepared. Like prepare yourself. Like I know you can't prepare yourself completely, but you can definitely organize yourself where you have a routine when you come back from the hospital. And like I think my friend Tavika told me this, like, oh, you're A-type personality, you definitely have this down. And I did. Like I feel like the reason my partner and I were able to get a routine within like a week of coming back, and I was like, oh wait, you know,
she wrote like a whole step by step.
I wrote it out, like what I'm gonna do, during wake windows, how I'm gonna do this, who's coming what day to help me. Like I wrote it all down, and that really helped being organized, because I didn't feel so overwhelmed. So be prepared, like get the resources you need, the diapers, the clothes, everything ahead of time. Make sure you have snacks for yourself, you have water upstairs, like get everything ready so that when you come back from the hospital, literally you just take a shower and sit down, and like everything's already done, the house is clean, you know.
Okay, and I feel like that wraps up your video. I see that you're on your last step, and I'm done too. Maybe we'll do one more spray just to lock it all in.
This was a very long video, so if you stuck through it, guys,
thank you. First of all, if you guys made it this far, comment down below. But also, if you have more questions, you can DM us, and I can hand it over to Nila to share her advice. But thank you so much for watching, guys.
Thank you for all the love too. I know I said it on my story, but thank you for all the love that you guys have been showing us for this pregnancy announcement. Obviously, it's a very transformational part of my life, and it's so nice that both of us can share it with you, and like what we've kind of been through, what she's learned, what I've learned. And yeah, stick around, we got bare pregnancy content coming up. Just honestly follow us, because it's about to get exciting.
See ya, bye.